Hey babies, welcome to my channel, Donna P Howard. I figured this is a time we all need to talk. I hear so many people talking about what all Trump has done. Let me tell you something. Whether you were a Democrat or you're a Republican or you're independent, or Working Families Party or whatever, the guidelines for what the president is supposed to do is already set in stone already. It's already written. So whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, it doesn't matter. You still have to follow the rules of where the president left off at, whether you think it's fair or not. I have worked both sides of the political aisle. I have campaigned for politicians, and I also have worked on and off doing the polls for more than 30 years. So I'm going to explain both of them to you. When you're working for a politician, his permanent staff writes out a spiel that the people that are hired, that are Democrats, will go to door in a certain area wherever they pick for you to recite that spiel to Democrats who have already voted Democrats in prior years. And within the spiel, you are to convince that Democrat to commit to voting for that politician. The scale is from 1 to 5. 5 is I definitely am going to vote for such and such. 4 is, I'm probably going to vote for such and such. So they're happy with either two votes. But there's more to it. 3 is, I'm undecided. I don't know who I'm going to vote for. 2 is, I'm leaning no. It's something about that politician I don't like. And 5 is, no, I'm just not voting for that politician. So when you go back to your campaign headquarters, you sit down and you discuss some of the things that you've went through. Then other people are delegated to contact that person. Within the voting process, whether the politician is trying to get that seat, he say, oh, I'm running for mayor, I'm running for politician, I'm running for senator, I'm running for this, that, I'm running for governor, I'm running for whatever. Then, it's some politicians that's already had that seat. I'm a judge and I want to keep my position. I'm a Erie County controller and I want to keep that position. I'm a mayor, I want to keep that position. So you got different people, and then you got the decoys. And what I mean about the decoys, you might have this person running for Democrat and this person running for Republican. And then they might let a felon run for a position. They know that felon's not going to win that position. That's just to pull votes away from whoever is leading in the votes. So if it's the Democratic person that's leading in the votes, that felon is a Democrat. So that's pulling votes against that Democratic person because they want that Republican to win. Or vice versa. Or it could be a person that's a Republican that has had the seat for a long time and you're trying to pull votes away from him or her. So you let a felon or undesirable or whatever run against the person to pull votes away from them. It's all a game. The bottom line is most politicians are rich, whether they didn't came from old money, meaning their family didn't have money, or they coming from new money because they didn't establish their own money because they know what it's like to have money because they came from money. That's it and that's all. There's no in-between lines. They don't know what it's like to be poor because they've never been poor. They could sit up there and say, well, I'm going to do this for the poor, but they really don't care and they really don't mean it because they've never been poor. So they don't know what the obstacles are to be poor. Now, when you're out there stomping for the politician or you're going door to door to talk to previous Democrats, you have to be that party. So if I'm going door to door to talk to the Democrats, I'm a Democrat. Okay. So you done wrote up this speech, what a great person this politician is, and you want me to go and convince other people to vote for him. I'll go, hand the person the literature, and have a brief conversation. If they're voting for him, that's fine. If they're not voting for him, as far as I'm concerned, that's fine. But they want you to be gung-ho about getting this politician into office or keeping them in office. What I learned as working for a politician was they really don't care about the poor. They care about the rich and the middle class. But of course, the world always destroys the middle class. So it's the rich and the poor. That's it, and that's all. When they write out scripts or spills for us to talk about, talking points about what this politician has done, it's stuff that the middle class is interested in. It's stuff that the rich people are interested in. It's not stuff that the poor people are interested in. It's not even something to benefit a poor person. They could care less. It's like we don't even exist. It's the middle class and the rich. And really, they don't care about the middle class either, because most of the middle class, well, some of the middle class, I'm not even going to say most. Some of the middle class have came from middle class money and they've always worked hard to stay middle class. Some of the middle class came from the poor. And why I say that is because when you're poor and you're on welfare, they don't really want you on welfare. It's a hand up, not a hand out. Which I can respect. I'm not mad. I'm not even mad. Because yes, I did come from the middle class. Yes, I did jump on the welfare when I had my son. And right as my son turned 5, I got me a job. I didn't need the welfare to tell me, you only got so much of a time period and you're getting off. Yeah, they was telling me, but what they was telling me didn't make me no difference. Because if I'm gonna work for some money. I'm not gonna work for an extra $20 or $30 on a welfare check. Just ain't gonna do it. If that's the case, jump into mental health. So, anywho, back to what I was saying. So they don't know what it's like to be rich. Well, they know what it's like to be rich. They don't know what it's like to be poor. And a lot of poor people, they don't have nothing. They're not used to having nothing, whatever the case might be. But when you start working and start earning some wages and keeping some wages, you're starting to move yourself out of the poor class and moving into the middle class. And as long as you're working, and of course they want you to kiss some ass, but I didn't do that when I was working. It just didn't mean that too much to me. I'm not going to kiss your ass for no job. I'm sorry. Just ain't. And I know so many now that ain't going to do it either. But either way, they want to see everybody working. Why? So they can take taxes out your money that you earn. I don't know what's worse, the United States government or New York State. They both greedy as hell. If you're working and making money, the government want to know. If you working and making money, New York State want theirs just like the government want theirs. So you can get out there and make all the money you want or need to, but everybody got their hands out. I want mine, I want mine, I want mine. And they take yours, and then when you file for income taxes, you get some of it back. So I don't know. But anywho, I've also worked on the other side of working with the polls. Like I tell y'all every year, I work for the polls a couple times a year. And it's not about working for the polls to tell anybody to vote for a certain politician, because if you had it my way, I wouldn't tell you to vote for any politician. It's about telling you the process to vote. Like some people, when they're voting, they want to vote all the way down the line. You can't do that. You can vote all the way across on one line. You can bounce back and forth. That's what I do. I bounce back and forth. If I feel like, I want somebody on the Democratic line or the working families line, that's like working families line is another Democratic line. And I usually vote on the working families line because I worked at one time and I wanted fair wages and good health care and affordable housing. And I want that for any and everybody that's working now, because it's hard out here. And I'm the type of person, I want the person that's resonating with what I'm looking for in life. I don't give you Democrat, Republican, green, blue, or yellow. It don't matter to me, as long as you're working towards something that's going to benefit all of us. So I want all of us to learn how to save. It's about saving. I know you say, well, how do you expect me to save on this? Honey, I done worked jobs at $2 and something an hour because I was born in 1964. I done worked jobs that was $4 and something an hour. I done worked jobs that was $6 something an hour, 5 something an hour, 7 something an hour, 8 something an hour, 11 something an hour, 12 something an hour, and on and on and on. And at the end of the day, when you become disabled, although you have your points in, excuse me, although you have your points in, and what I mean by points, I explained this to y'all before, but being that I was born in 64, all I needed was 40 points to go out. So whether I was going out on Social Security or Social Security disability, I had to have some points. I had to prove that I worked. So for me, when I was working, the first $3,000 I made, I was able to accumulate 4 points for every year. So as long as I accumulated that $3,000, I didn't care if I was working and then went on unemployment, whatever. As long as I accumulated $3,000 a year, I knew I was guaranteed them 4 points. So for 10 years, that's 40 points. And if I was old enough, I could have went out on Social Security. If not even if I was old enough, I could have kept working and kept working and kept working until I was of age to go out on Social Security. I went out on Social Security disability insurance and Social Security income because I became disabled and my body wouldn't allow me to work anymore. So I still had to have my points for that too. So all I want to say is you got to learn to save. I don't care if you can only save $10 a week, $20 a week. We all have to learn to save as much as possible. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Oh, Mary got this, and Bobby got this, and John got this, and Tracy got this, and Wilma got this. Get what you need for you. Whether you got a coupon, whether you do some apps, whether you buy pop and water and take the bottles back. Whatever you do what you got to do for you and save as much as you can, because they are making it rough out here. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I see a lot of people complaining about how they got to work for their food stamps or how much they getting in food stamps or whatever. Let me tell you something. I never knew what a food stamp was until I was 15 years old, because my god brother had showed me something because I was going through hard times. And a lot of the people that I hung out with, they was like, yeah, Donna, you can go to the store here. You can go get some money. get some change back from this dollar in food stamps or whatever, and they give me a couple dollars to get me some junk. Okay. I'm like, everybody got all this paper money, but I don't have this paper money. What's going on here? So when I was pregnant with my son, I went and got on the welfare. No, that ain't it. It's a hand up, not a hand out. It's discouraging. It is discouraging. If you don't have a hustle to go along with that welfare, it's discouraging. I'm not talking about if you don't have a mate, because you got to have a mate and a hustle, or two. But, you know, it's amazing to me how people really don't know. You think it's bad because you got to go out and work for your food stamps. Honey, I had to get off the welfare and get me a job and work a job so I could take care of me and my son. So, okay, some years later, you know, people talking about, I'm going to go get some food stamps and stuff. And I was talking to this lady on the bus stop while I was going to work. I was only making $6.50 an hour. And my son was working. And he was making $6.50 an hour. But I didn't expect my son to contribute to my household. I had him, I didn't mind taking care of him. And I was talking to that lady, and she said, you know what? I was telling her, I was thinking about going downtown and apply for some food stamps. And she said, well, how many kids you got? I said, one. She said, what your wages looking like? And I told her. She said, you'd only qualify for $10 in food stamps. I'm like, what? $10? I'm not going for it. I'm gonna just go ahead and work. And what I did was, if I wanted extra money, I pick up overtime. I pick up another shift. Sometimes I work 3 shifts in a row until they put me out the place. And it wasn't like I was crazy about the work. The work was easy, but I needed money. So some weeks I worked 100 hours. So 100 hours times that $6.50 wasn't too bad, because the first 40 went to $6.50, and then the rest went to time and a half. And that's how I made it for many and many, many years. So what I'm saying to you is, do not get complacent on these programs. I don't care what the programs are. When it gets too good, they're going to try to put some twists and some turns in the game and make it worse for everybody. So if you start planning ahead of time and doing what you need to do ahead of time, excuse me about that. You do what you need to do ahead of time. When they start talking that old crazy stuff, you be like, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, I'm working, I'm saving. If I am on food stamps, I went out and bought me a brand new deep freezer, or I bought me a used freezer. I took them food stamps and I sat up there and I bought me some meats, whether I had to go in with some friends or some strangers and buying a quarter cow or a half a cow or a whole cow or a whole pig or a quarter pig or a half a pig with some other people and get a bunch of people together, get a bunch of food at a little bit of price. You know, we got to do something. We got to do something. You know, because times is getting hard, and please don't never say what you won't do. I get out on lines and do, I go to food pantries. I follow the food truck and get food from there. I buy food with my OTC card. And I buy food with my food stamps. Not all the time, but you got to do what you got to do, because it's getting rough out here. So I just wanted y'all to know that even though, you know, the blame is put on Trump or the blame is put on Kamala or whoever's put on, they really don't care about us. We got to learn how to save. So I'm going to tell you like this. Learn how to save. Do all you can to get some money. If you buy pop and water, collecting bottles and pop, water, beer, Whatever you buy that got a deposit on it, wine, say them bottles and take them back. Don't say, oh, I wouldn't do that. Because sometimes in life it gets tough and you're going to have to do that. Don't say, I wouldn't go to a thrift store because the stuff at the thrift store that's just as nice as stuff that's in the regular shops. I know people don't want to do it, but you got to do what you got to do. And sometimes the thrift stores is high as hell compared to a shop. So wait till they go on clearance and buy it. Buy you some seeds and start you a garden, whether you grow food on the inside of your apartment or on the outside of your apartment. Get you a garden. Get you a garden. Start you a garden. Because nowadays they say you can't trade seeds, you can't do this, you can't do that. Get you a garden. You can buy seeds with food stamps. Get you a garden. Get you some pots. I went and bought me some pots a couple years ago from the Dollar Tree. I bought some dirt from Family Dollar that had vitamins in it. And I planted some stuff and it started growing, but then I started noticing suds in my vegetables and stuff. I don't know if it came, I'm assuming it came from the people upstairs. You know. But I'm going to go about it a different way this year, and I will document it where y'all can see me doing it or whatever. More than likely, I'm going to take my little plastic stand. I got my little white plastic stand, and I'm buying some more white spray paint, and I'm going to spray it to make it shiny and white instead of dull and grungy. And I'm going to start some more plants this year. But I'm going to put it on a little plastic stand. But see, they really don't want us to have nothing on the balcony. And it's just crazy. So I don't know if I'm going to do it that way or if I'm going to do it in my apartment. And just do it with some grow lights or something. But anyhow, it's time to save. It's time to get you a friend. And y'all work together. And, you know, they buy some stuff and they share with you. You buy some stuff, you share with them. When you go to the food pantry or you go to the food truck, you get some stuff, you share with them, they get some stuff, they share with you, because the times is rough. And they're making it rougher and rougher and rougher and rougher. I don't feel bad for those people who got to get out and work for their food stamps, because I had to get out and get off the welfare. It is not no easy feat, but I'm going to tell you something. While you got them food stamps or while you got that welfare, because that welfare ain't hitting on nothing. That money ain't hitting on nothing. I don't know. For me and one kid, it wasn't hitting on nothing. I don't know about for you and millions of kids, but it wasn't hitting on nothing. But go to work and save some money. Or while you on the welfare, the food stamps, buy what you got to buy. Start learning how to do some meal planning. Start learning how to do some couponing. Start learning how to use these reward apps. Excuse me. And get as much as you can coming in. If you like doing something, a hobby, invest in a hobby. Okay, I'm working this job and I really don't care for it, because there was many jobs I didn't work and didn't care for. But I just didn't reach into me and discover what I liked. If I would, I probably would be better off today. But it is what it is, because I make it work now. But if you got a hobby, you like reading books, fine, get you some books. And then after you done finish reading them books, so at least you get some of your money back. Or gardening, or teaching a class, or being a lifeguard. Get you a hobby and let that hobby be your business. You can work for this person, but you're putting money to the side to start you a business. And you should be better off then. All right, that's all for now. I just wanted y'all to know it's about to get rough before it gets better. So we need to decipher what these politicians are saying. You can blame it on whoever you want. I don't care. You can blame it on me. I don't care. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, things is going to get worse before it get better. And we need to learn to save, save our money, manage our money, and do what we need to do. Until next time, I'll see you later. I love y'all. Toodles.